Today, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite soups, potato leek soup. All right, let's go over ingredients. You're going to need about 3 tablespoons of butter, 4 leeks. Now these are just the bottom white half of that big long green leek onion that you would have bought. I've also washed and soaked these. Leeks can be very dirty because there is a lot of paper thin layers in them, so you want to make sure that you soak these before adding them to your soup because you may find yourself biting on a piece of dirt. So 4 to 6 cloves of garlic that I've already chopped. Some of you are saying you don't like it as spicy as us, so your choice, 4 to 6. And then 2.5 pounds of the Yukon gold potatoes. These are your little yellow ones. You're going to need 7 cups of chicken broth. And you're going to need 1 teaspoon thyme, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1 teaspoon pepper. You're going to need some bay leaves. You need 2 of them, but there is a huge discrepancy between this size and this size leaf. So if your guys are pretty small, go ahead and put 3 to 4 of them in there. If you've got 2 big ones, grab 2 big ones. A cup of heavy cream and a 1/2 cup of parmesan. We're gonna do this all over at the stove. It'll come together really quick and easy, and you will be eating some warm, yummy soup in no time. All right, so we're over here at our Dutch oven on our stove. We're gonna turn it to a medium heat. I love my Dutch oven. I use it for everything, but if you don't have one, you can totally do this in a regular stock pot and it will be just fine. All right, so first we're gonna add our butter to the bottom of our Dutch oven and wait for that to get warm. There it goes. All right, then we're going to add in our garlic. And our leeks. Now we're going to let these guys cook here with this butter and release a lot of their flavors. We want them to start kind of caramelizing a little bit. And so it's going to take a few minutes here. Just let them sit and you will soon smell all that yummy garlicky onion goodness. All right, so these are starting to simmer now with our butter. We're gonna go ahead and leave this for about 7-8 more minutes and just let it cook out all of those fragrant juices. All right, so if you notice it's starting to kind of burn here on the bottom, so you just want to make sure you move these guys around a little bit if your time isn't up. You don't want them burning, you want them to caramelize. I'm going to add in our potatoes at this point and our broth. We're also going to add in our seasonings and our 2 bay leaves. Now at this point we are going to cover this for about 10 minutes and then we're going to check and see if those potatoes, we can get a fork through them. If we can, then we're pretty close to being done. So cover and 10 minutes. All right, so from here we're going to check our potatoes and make sure we can get a fork through them. All right, mine are still pretty hard, so we're gonna let this go for another 10 minutes. If yours are soft, go ahead and move on to the next part. So it's been another 10 minutes. I'm gonna check my potatoes again. Oh, perfect. I can get my fork right through them pretty easy. We're gonna go ahead and turn this off and we're gonna head back to the center. So the first thing we're gonna do is fish out our bay leaves. We don't wanna blend those. All right, set that aside. Grab your immersion blender and some safety tools because your pot's probably still hot. And then we're just gonna blend. So once we're done with that, we're just gonna go ahead and add in our heavy cream. And then just take your immersion blender and just kind of run it once or twice around. Now, if you find that this is still a little too thin, you're welcome to add in a little bit more heavy cream. It is a pretty runny soup, but if you want it thicker, heavy cream can help with that. So from here, I usually let this sit for about 10 minutes or so to kind of cool down before serving because it can be a really hot soup. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. All right, so that's all done. Go ahead and serve it with that Parmesan cheese that we had grated earlier. And I like green onions on top of it, or sometimes a little minced dried onions is really good too. And a side of garlic bread. Enjoy your dinner tonight. We'll see you in the next one.